all, Matt from Maffey's Garden. Hey, just got to pot up some, or separate and pot up some pawpaws, papayas today. So I thought I'd just show you a quick look. It's not overly interesting, but yeah, it's something anyone can do, and it's just something else that costs next to nothing, as opposed to buying pawpaw trees from the nursery or the hardware or whatever. You know, they're not overly expensive. You can generally pick one up for, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 bucks, I suppose. But you know, if you want a few, then you know it adds up. And I'll show you a look at what I've got here. Now these ones have just been grown from seed, and not by me actually. They're a lady that I do some work for. She throws all her fruit and veggie scraps straight out into her compost. So there's always, you know, there's pawpaws, you know, avocados, mangoes, you know, everything's, you know, growing and shooting in her compost pile, because it's not a hot compost. It's just, you know, there's a few grass clippings and, you know, so it's not really big, and, you know, that's just how she rolls with her stuff. So, and she doesn't want the pawpaws, so every now and again I'll grab a few, just little tiny pawpaws, and then I'll chuck them in a pot, which I'll show you in a sec. And then when they get to this size, what we're looking at now, I'll divide them up a bit and yeah, see how we go. So I'll show you a look. Alright, so these are the pawpaws here that we're looking at. Now they're 10 centimeters, 4 inches, that one. So then, yeah, probably about 8 inches to 20 centimeters from these ones. But when I got these ones, they were only, you know, probably, you know, 5 centimeters, 2 inches high. That's why there's so many in a pot. Some of them don't live. This one's only ended up with one in it. So that's why I'll chuck a few in a pot. And look, and sometimes I have just chucked, like this pot here where it's got 3 in there. I have just planted them before out into the garden. But I want to divide these ones up. Well, I want to try and divide these ones up and grow them just a little bit bigger before I get them out into the garden. So I'll just, yeah, we'll run you through it. Start with this one first. Now, when some of these the roots might be a bit, if they're too entangled in together, I will leave a couple of them together. Otherwise you'll end up losing them, but they come out pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So we've got four out of that pot. Now I'm just going to put them, that one I'll put straight back into there. So we'll just bit over half, give them roots some soil to grow into, you know, even 2/3, depending on how big the root system is. Just pulling them up a little bit there. That's it, done, easy. I'll just show you. This is my this is what I use to pot as my potting mix. It's my own potting mix, so it's obviously my compost that I make, and I just mix it up with a bit of coarse sand. Now, the good thing about that is you can, depending on how much drainage you need, add more sand. You know, if you're doing succulents or cactus or something like that, which I don't do any cactus, but succulents from time to time will pot up, like agave and stuff like that. Chuck a bit more sand in there. You know, if you need, if you need a bit more moisture in there, don't add as much sand, because the compost on its own can sometimes get a little bit on the not gluggy, but just needs that sand in there just to help it drain and sort of aerate it a bit, because sometimes it can, you know what I mean. So I'll keep going with these. like and subscribe. Happy days. There, so we've got tray full of pawpaws, 12. So we'll keep an eye on them. Something else I forgot to mention, I've got some more. Now, coffee cups. It's just a bit of a tip for anyone out there. If you obviously no one's cruising around with pots and potting mix in their car. Generally, sometimes I do. No. But you've usually got an old coffee cup. Well, I do in mine. Poke a hole in the bottom, chuck them in the top. See, these would be a good, I don't know, I would have pulled these out of the compost at least 4 weeks ago. And this is how I pulled them out with a bit of compost, poked the hole in the bottom of the coffee cup, chucked them in there. I've just had them sitting in my greenhouse area. So they've all survived quite well. I guess it's just if you can get them out, as soon as you can get them into something, and you're just going to increase your chances of survival with the small seedlings. Yeah, and they look fine. I don't know what variety they are, obviously, so it'll be a surprise. We'll find out. Thanks.